So I wasn't very motivated to push out this review because Guillermo del Toro is a very hit or miss director for me. It doesn't make bad movies. He puts out one really good movie and then two very average or maybe sometimes above average movies. Not bad, mind you, just average, nothing special. He does have some really good movies on his resume, like Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy 2. The first one is alright. There's also Pacific Rim, which has great sequences threaded throughout the movie and incredible special effects. And there is not one moment where you feel not entertained. Crimson Peak is alright-ish. Great set design though, but that's a given with Guillermo. And then Shape of Water. I am not the biggest fan of Shape of Water, and that is like a really unpopular opinion. I don't know, I couldn't connect with that movie. It's just everyone's a huge fan of that movie but me. But movies are subjective, so, and everybody has their own opinion about movies, so there you go. For me, none of his work has come closer to the movie that he put out in 2001, I think. That's called Devil's Backbone. It's a really good movie. You should check it out if you haven't. So, on which end does the Nightmare Alley fall? Spoiler alert, it's meh. Sorry, but let's talk about it. Nightmare Alley is a remake of a 1947 noir movie directed by Edmund Goulding. I have not seen the original, but I have heard good things. Guillermo's Nightmare Alley stars Bradley Cooper in the leading role. The movie starts with him burning down a house and moving away, where he stumbles onto a carnival ran by Willem Dafoe's character and want to join whichever job he could give him. Nightmare Alley is a slow burn, half psychological but fully noir film with incredible set design. There are no monsters here, but that doesn't mean it's devoid of traditional Del Toro's weirdness here and there, but it's very rare. In this, humans are the actual monsters, which is a very cliche thing to say, but you get the point. I'll be honest, this movie is painfully slow, and I have no issue with slow movies as long as the content is engaging, but in this movie's case I couldn't care less until it was too late and then the movie ended. Keep in mind this movie is 2.5 hours long. The length would deter a lot of audience who don't really care about Guillermo del Toro to find the motivation to sit through the movie. The first half had me thinking I don't care about any of these characters beside Bradley Cooper's, and that's a huge drawback because it has quite a few characters threaded into the plot to move it along, and those characters are played by some of the great actors working at the moment, such as Toni Collette, Willem Dafoe, Ron Perlman, Rooney Mara, and David Strathairn. But majority of these have little to do other than further the plot for Cooper's character progression. Bradley Cooper is great as this Chris Angel mentalist type con man, and throughout the movie you get a sense he's running away from something, but he keeps making these terrible choices to make others think that he is not so terrible. Cate Blanchett plays a psychiatrist who crosses Bradley Cooper's path and has an I can fix him agenda, but there's more to her than meets the eye. She was the highlight of the second half of the movie and made this 2.5 hour movie bearable to sit through, but ultimately it was difficult to find the motivation to perceive it as anything other than boring, which makes me feel bad because it really looks like there's a lot of care and love put into the art direction and set design of the movie and the lighting and the cinematography. Everything technical, in my opinion, is top notch, but that doesn't help the movie from feeling soulless. There were some elements in the second half of the movie that really worked and had me invested, but as a whole it felt uneven and unsatisfactory. Tonally, the two halves of this movie are very different. The first half is boring yet intriguing, and could have been much more if all the characters beside Bradley's and Rooney's weren't thrown away for main characters' plot progression. I was really looking forward to enjoying this movie, but the only thing that I could enjoy was the great visual style and Bradley Cooper's and Kate Blanchett's performances. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not terribly made or is a bad movie in any sense. It just feels lifeless, and the long runtime is not doing it any favors, and pacing is soul-crushingly slow. I really wanted to love this movie. I really did. And many of you might love this movie and disagree with my opinion, but movies are subjective, and that's okay. It's okay to dislike or like things people enjoy or don't enjoy. The best things about this movie are the technical aspects, the set design, the cinematography, the visual style, the score, which is really good, as well as the climax of the movie, which elevates this movie from being bad to above average. I want to say it's just the sum of all these good things that I mentioned that falls short. Its incapability to excite and inability to stir emotions just made it fall short for me. I'd give it about 3 out of 5 stars, and it really limped to 3 stars. I really pushed myself to give it 3 stars, which is not bad. It's just nothing to write home about. So there we have it. That's my review for Nightmare Alley. And if you disagree with my review, let me know down in the comments what you think about the movie, whether you liked it or whether you felt the same. And as always, if you like what you've seen here, consider subscribing and liking the video. And I do reviews and reaction for the masses to watch and to enjoy, actually. That's about it. I'm Farooq, and this has been Cinethusiastic. Thanks for watching. Take care.